Hey everyone, this is Spirelli, and welcome to the second part of Banner Saga. We are just going to head out because that's just literally the only option we have. You follow Markra and join the others. Usually the smaller doors set into the gates would be enough to enter or leave the city, but the town guards have been told to push them open entirely. They mutter things under their breath that are best not heard. Perhaps the governor expected you to draw a crowd, but there's nothing of the sort. Just frustrated, tired people. Summarizes Strand as a whole, you think? And off we go. So what you can see now is us moving through these beautiful landscapes. And you see our banner just flying above. This might be the princess banner, I don't know actually. But this is my caravan. And I can just show you up here. We see the renown, so our money, we have 33 right now. We have enough supplies to last us for 66 days. We have a great morale, which impacts how well we fight. And the first thing happens, so we walk around and stuff happens to us. The caravan stops for a day. A gift, says Margaret, cracking open meat casks. From our gracious friend, the governor of Strand. Owl's path with gracious... raucous laughter as the meat is passed for a camp. So way, toast to Wong near. You raise your train, toasting the alliance between man and Val. Let us join in. Luden's expression is like stonewall, but the others laugh at your exaggerations. Eventually you sit down beside Wagner. So let's chat with him. Thanks for the speech, slurs Wagner. So he's the Val King. Looks like you didn't have to miss out after all. Thanks to Marga, I thought the damn governor would never shut up. Did he give you the history of his entire family? He tried, then he asked me to clean up his mess, for your benefit, turns out. But I've given the job to you too. Gods, they do not join politics. Speaking of, what happens after this business with Luden? Hopefully the boy goes back to Aberrang on his own, and I can take out some frustration on Tretch or something. Starting to sound like Haken. You don't like the life of a diplomat? Don't you miss the fights, Uben? You're down your mate instead of replying. Wagner slouches and shakes his head. There's no great joy in killing Dredge, but this. Pretty sure this nonsense is some scheme between the two kings to force some kind of lineage. Okay, so he's not the king. He's a diplomat for the king. Sorry. Used to be warriors would follow you for what you've done. Isn't that why they follow you now? Is it? Or is it because I'm next in line? These lines are getting muddy, old wall. They've always been muddy, Wagner. Wagner stares into the campfire, lost in thought. You'll leave him to it. So this is our decision to do this, and now we are in a camp. You rise groggily, the campsite a casualty of merriment. Margaret is already kicking birds awake when you spot Luden stalking your direction. He sidesteps sleeping bodies. Better wake up, you nudge Wagner. You're needed. It's Luden. Always a pleasure. You look well rested. Wagner releases a gaunt yawn and receives a hearty stern return. How long to Crofheim? We're only 2 days out of Strong, you know. Come, I'll show you on the map. So, this is the map of the world. You can explore it. The caravan, sorry. Location of your caravan is indicated here by Ubin's icon. The world map is covered with many locations and holds much lore. You can explore the map at any time, selecting locations. So we could look at right foot in this favorite for Caldwell. Wandering roads, let's do that. At the end of the First Great War, the world had more to contend with than mankind to the south. Above the Bratterberg peaks, the land scrawled with furious, war-minded trash. The first Wild King, Einar, led the entire Wall race across the snowfields of the wandering road, sweeping away trash as they went, before forming the first Wild Kingdom at Einartoft. So basically you can explore all the lore. We head north then east past the Forth. Crofheim's far from Strand. Going to be a long march. You should have trained last night, Luden. Why not take ships to Skim instead? What's the point of marching? Silverstone Bay is called that for a reason. It stays covered in ice all year. It would tear up the longships. Too bad though, we could have shown you all the wonder of Skierstead. A half-sunken city crawling with trench winds. Trenching glaciers. Like glaciers? Luden exhales through the nose, the prudest guy's voice contempt. He turns and bats aside the tent flaps as he goes, barking it as his company in the distance. Don't poke the anthill one year. He seems no happier to be here than you. Spend a few more days with the boy, old friend. You'll be looking for a tall cliff to hop off to. Rod's got a shorter wick than Hagen. Thanks, warrior. Let's get moving. Another half day to Vredefels if we're lucky. I feel like I'm butchering all those names. Camp. It's where you manage your caravan. During your travel, you can enter camp at any time by tapping the camp button on the travel HUD. While at camp or in towns, you can upgrade your allies or equip items in the hero's tent. You can pass time by using rest tent. Resting will improve the caravan's morale. High morale will reduce casualties in war and affect your willpower in combat. Each passing day will use supplies, so only rest when necessary. Training tent will allow you to safely try out any characters in a mock battle. Tap leave at the bottom of the campsite when you're ready to go back to the road. So, we can go into the hero's tent. And look at him, because actually we can level him. Okay. So this is his ability, this is Tempest, where he can hit multiple enemies. And then we promote. The greatest warriors on the battlefield are those who live past their first battles to start a journey down the path to legend. So we get higher stats and we can use a better item. And it always costs us money. This unit has points able to spend on improving stats. Activate one of the plus buttons above. So, this is our defense, our attack, how much willpower we have. What's very important for him, this is how much willpower we can use. So we definitely want to increase this so that he can use some willpower. And then how well he can break shields. So I would like him to be super strong because he has the ability where he can hit multiple things. And the stronger he is, the better they'll work. So if we go back, he's the only level 2 character, the others are level 1. We can have a total of 6 characters joining us in a fight, but we'll have more characters in our roster. And then we'll have items. So if we're in the town, we also get a marketplace. In the marketplace we can buy items. Well, let's do some training right now. Units move in the order you place them from left to right. This initiative order is very important when setting up strategies. For example, put archers after melee units so that they can stay safe behind your heavy hitters. So we could, for example, say you are our small dude, you go last. And training tent. Training tent allows you to test your party against a team of clansmen of equal power. Training fights never injure your allies or grant renown, but they do let you test strategies and safety. The trainer will give hints about flying effectively and has something to say about each ability. Come here to test out new characters as they join you. So, let's set these up again. I don't want them to walk a very long way to get there, and then you can stay in the back. Because he's a man. What do humans do? Careful of the strong ones, hit them before they hit you. So, strong one. So he is the stronger one. So what he's telling us is attack the stronger one first. And we can do that for at least 2. Which, hit them hard enough and their friends will feel it. Basically saying that usually you want to hit the armor first because I can hit their armor more so. But if he's a super strong enemy, then if he has a lot of life, oh fuck, yeah, he got murdered. So because I attacked the armor before, I can now attack him better. So now he has 8, so he doesn't really pose much of a threat to the multiple times. So Watch your spacing, don't block yourself in. Yeah, what he's saying is, you know, you don't want to be standing too close together so that you can't move anymore. So now I need to definitely get rid of some armor because the armor is blocking me from doing any damage to him. But he's still doing damage to us. And because they're standing together and I'm hitting them hard enough, I'm doing damage to both of them. So, because I have less life than he has armor, all you can really do. Use your abilities in unison. Some is greater than its parts. What can he do? Sundering impact. Added strength and armor to target an adjacent enemy. Let's do that. Let's use his. He can impale. Knock back target and then it bleeds if it moves. So this has a 90% chance of hitting because I have less than his armor. He hit me back and that's cool because now I got that. So this was okay because we did lose one. We didn't lose him. He got injured, but once he's injured, next battle is gonna be tougher. So you don't really want that to happen on the road. So yeah, I've played it before, but I haven't figured out all the best.
Even the name means bad weather, where frozen wind sweeps in from the bay. They tend livestock, but most are just men driven from Strand with nowhere else to go. Why else would anyone stay? We won't stop long.
So look at all the people going there. Look at that, like, just the graphics of this game, the setup. I love everything about it. Bradburg, that's a lot of wall for some missing cattle. What? Couple days back, some word to Strand about the cattle. Didn't expect an army. He looks pleased with himself until it sinks in that you're not here on his behalf. Where have your cattle gone? But now, my boy seen men up the hills carrying them away. Don't know many men who can hoist a whole cow by himself. Scalfings out there maybe. Could they have wall working for them? Not from the governor told me. I'm going to take a look around to get camp set up. Pat spits, his eyes anxious, doubting about his caravan set up tent. We'll be here no more than a day. They've sold off any food you've got. For hundreds of ball? Are you serious? Whatever you're willing to sell. You think of squatting? Not enough room for a couple of hunters here. Forget hundreds of... Shut up! Hear that? Where's looting? It's faint. Sounds like fighting and something else. Hiker turns off to run. So, these are trench. What we've been talking about before. So, while mankind used to fight each other, but now they have an alliance and instead they go fighting these. So press X if I want to move. Spearmen can attack diagonally and up to 2 tiles away. So now it tells me to do stats, so I'm gonna just do this quickly because he was deflected. So this is just their way of showing me, hey, if you have less strength than your enemy, you really need to get the armor down because otherwise you're just gone. And there's nothing I can do in this fight to do it any differently. But now the actual fight begins. So while I've come here and we see exactly that, we see that we need to deal with them. So we need to break the armor. And the cool thing is if they stand next to each other, we actually break multiple people's armor. What I want to do now is that I want to attack him, because if I attack him, he has less strength to attack back, so it's his life and his strength. If I would have attacked his shields first, then I would have gotten more damage. I'm just trying to think, maybe we should kill the small dude first, or the big dude. Well, the small dude, the thing is, I can make sure he has 6 less damage to hit us with. And also it attacked the other, because they're standing next to the other, so it carries over to do enough of an attack. So I need to walk around because this is the person who can attack multiple at once, but obviously right now I'm not close enough to anything. So I don't want to go here because I don't want to lock that in. So, if I kill this, then it just means that the other 2 will have more turns. So I think I'll try and attack him some more first. And now I should be able to hit multiple, right? Yes, I can hit them both. And because the next 3 are there, this hit themselves. So I've already used up a lot of willpower on a lot of them, but whenever an enemy falls, I get 1 willpower star, and I can use the horn to give this willpower to anybody I see fit. Here, I just attack him, but he doesn't have any willpower anymore, but we want to kill this. So, we're gonna use the horn, it's gonna give him some willpower, and then he can kill the big guy. And then we enter pillage. And we won. So we did have 1 loss of Ludo, who's wounded, because we had to. Oh, actually, did it show? Didn't show it wounded? Maybe it doesn't count as wounded because we had to. You're trying to get yourself killed, Luden. What are you doing? I was trying to get a shot between the plates. You never seen a trench before, boy. What kind of? It break their armor first. Where did they come from? We didn't even see them. They're there. Haken goes to where Wagner lies face down. The future Val's king lies motionless aside from a spreading pool of blood. Vanya's dead. Oh fuck. So basically they attacked him and then Luna was there. Oh, so now this is doing what it said in the beginning, and we're now getting introduced to a different set of characters on the other end of the world. And these are the 2 caravans that will be following around. He's not a great picture. Where that thing come from? Just quite close. I think it saw us. I love the art in this game. It's wonderful. This one of the things that so amazes me. So this is a father-daughter combo. Deployment happens before battle. So we can move them and then be ready. So he is an archer. He has an axe and he's an archer. Oh, I can select a unit to see about their abilities. So he can move through allies and he can mark prey. Which means that other people will attack. But I want him to move this far because it's exactly how far he needs to go in order to do the first attack. So we want to try and break his armor first. He's gonna come towards us. And put it on and hit our armor. So it's 2v1, which means that he gets a turn every time we do anything. Basically running away doesn't really help much. The only thing that he might do is attack her instead, but I can use my special ability. So I will deal damage to him, and then because she's in range of attacking him, she will attack him. Oh wow, she's even in range now, but she's safe. And archer, if you see this, they cannot attack if they're standing right next to them. So you have to back up, and then you can kill it. Victory! Was that a trench? Ella looks calm, but you can tell her heart is about to beat right out of her chest. It was. Let me see, are you hurt? No, I'll be fine. When the trench attacked your cart and the ox folded, it spilled most of your supplies. You can see more dark figures moving through trees when you glance that direction. All the food! The last we got before the winter. What do we do? Don't run, let me think. Okay, so these are always tough because you're putting yourself at risk to get some supplies, and it's like whatever supplies, but you gotta think in those times. It's not like you can just go to the supermarket. So if you don't have the supplies, it might mean that we're gonna starve later. And the client can literally starve. So I think we should hurry and we gather at least some of it. I can see them in the trees. Are you sure about this? No, we have to try. Be quick. I'm never sure about anything. Alette calms the ox while you frantically toss supplies back into the cart. More try to emerge, but you manage to get the cart moving again before they can close it. The colossal figures slowly recede in the distance. Supplies represent food and other goods used to keep everyone alive on the road. When supplies are gone, people will start to die of starvation. The more people are in the caravan, the faster supplies will diminish. You can see how many days of supplies you have left on the travel display at the top of the screen. So, we're good, we have supplies for 18 days, but you see there, we're just tiny because we don't have any clansmen or fighters or balls. We have nobody with us, just the two of us. And we can travel for 17 days. So we were out and about, we're going back to our city. And yeah, look at that, it's just our supply wagon and then the two of us, and you can even recognize them walking there.
I never expected to see the dredge with my own eyes. What happened in the north? Already we see more between the trees as we approach our home, and Alette grips my hand tight. We must find Ivor.
So sometimes it is just, you know, walking to the next place, but it always gives you the chance to try and rest if you need to before anything happens, or just gather your thoughts. Ivor, the enormous valid question towers over the man in the training field. He grins as you approach. Already back, Huntmaster? Thought you'd be tomorrow. Dredge, everywhere! Dredge? How did they get through Greyhorn? Must have broken through the ford. The fighters nearby have stopped sparring. They gather around you. Damn it. They'll be here soon if they're not already. You hear screams. From the outskirts, people are running toward the Great Hall. Ivor turns to one of the older boys in his group of fighters. Ejel, take Alette to the Great Hall. Tell the chieftain what's happening. The rest of us get up as many people as we can. Come on, Alette. No, wait, I want to help. I'll let them fight. Why not invite some goats to join us too? You're asking for dead kids. No. Because, like, these are kids that I control, so it's cool. I won't let anything happen to her. They'll have to deal with it sooner or later, Ivor. What now? Ejel, keep your shield up. You just hold them off until everyone's inside, then we figure out what to do next. More shouts draw your attention to some houses atop a nearby hill. Like, if I didn't have control over her, I might be scared, but since I do, I just have that. Also, she supposedly gets killed, she's just injured, and then she rests. It's all cool, the kids are safe. Sure enough, threats are gathering in number. Fear threatens to bubble over into panic. How long do we need to keep this up, he asks. Ivor shakes his head unknowingly. That's a bad sign. So, we have an item, Alette's bracelet, on armor, strength, willpower. Lovingly made by a hunter's wife to keep her daughter safe from harm. So let's give it to her, and then we want to put them in order. So I want to move him ahead. Actually, he should be first, and then he has a shield, so he can take care of her. And this is now we're fighting for them. This is fine. Let's take you over and let's not have you all the way over there, please. Thank you. Actually, could step ahead some too. Now let's fight. So. The big one is scary, and as you can see, we definitely have to take away his armor before we can do anything else. I want to attack this one so that he can deal less damage to us. So let's take down some of the armor. And then I should be able to... Oh, I can only use one willpower. So I want to level it when I level because I like it when they can use multiple willpower and then I can just hit them like crazy. So an archer, I think, has a bonus if they stand still. Because they can aim better if they didn't just walk first. So these two are not much of a threat anymore because they have barely any life. So I want to focus on attacking the big dude. And I'm here because there's so much armor, I need to take off the armor first. See, now you can get him. Like, let the weaker characters take care of the smaller units. 2 of them are gone. Battering ram. Knock the enemy back through multiple tiles, doing armor break damage. Now I think I'll just grab this armor. Oh. I'm not dead, but I definitely have to back up. And if you're super weak, you can't really do damage to the strength anymore, but you can always still break more armor. So, if I go here, I'll block the wall, but I think that is fine. Well, now I can finally start hitting his strength so that he can deal less damage. And with him I have to stay kind of back because he's wounded, like the next hit will kill him. And I don't want that to happen. So now he's like really not much of a threat anymore because they don't have life anymore. Like this is, they can't kill us anymore. Even if they try to. I leave some chance, a bit. And once we're in pillage, I get all of my units turned before they get to a single move. So there is not much like to it anymore. But yeah, ready for promotion. And as you've seen before, we could have totally decided to not have the kids with us, and then they wouldn't get the experience and they wouldn't level, but now they do. Difficulty. Combat can be unforgiving. Don't hesitate to change the difficulty of battle if it leaves you frustrated or find yourself a unit challenge. And I can change them always. It has no effect on the story or the choices I make. I am playing on normal difficulty. I have played this before, so like maybe I could try the stronger one. But I like it and I still have some stuff to figure out, so I thought I'd just keep going at that. And I think with that, I'm gonna leave it here. So, we've met both the parties, we've done some fights, and this is basically what the game is going to be like. We're going to have more and more difficult fights, we're going to have more units with different special abilities. The units will learn new special abilities, we'll level them, we'll get items, we'll become better, and also need to develop somewhat of a strategy. So right now it's totally fine for me just go like, you know what, I'm gonna hack a bit and then, oh, maybe this one into armor, but later on I actually have to think about positioning and all sorts of things that I kind of have to get into. And then there's the story of these two. So we have the story of the Valk and the Valk King's son, who's now dead, and the Humans King's son. So two princes. And they have to travel because they have to keep the alliance going. And then we have, on the other side of the world, we have these, and we just discovered that the Dredge are there, and we have to run from them to safety. And that's the game, and it's a wonderful game, and I hope you like it. See you soon.